Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's NHL and NBA playoff games, MLB and WNBA games, like I had to today's games in all those sports. We'll preview and predict a winner for the Northern Trust Tournament coming up for the weekend, and my best bet of the day. We'll start in hockey. We have some games underway, so I just want to get the results out of the way from yesterday. Flyers over the Canadiens 2-0 to take a 3-1 series lead. The number 3 star of the game with a goal, Phillipe Myers, number 2 star of the game with 29 saves on 29 shots, Carter Hart. And the number 1 star of the game with a goal, Michael Raffl. Stars over the Flames 2-1 to take a 3-2 series lead. The number 3 star of the game with 30 saves on 32 shots, Cam Talbot. The number 2 star of the game with 28 saves on 29 shots. Goaltender for the Dallas Stars, Antoine Koubon. And the number 1 star of the game with the goal, John Klingberg. Capitals over the Islanders 3-2. They come back and win this game to get on the board in the series. To avoid a sweep, the number 3 star of the game with 2 assists, John Carlson. Number 2 star of the game with a goal and assist, Evgeny Kuznetsov. And the number 1 star of the game with 2 goals, Alex Ovechkin. Golden Knights over the Blackhawks 4-3 to advance to the next round in 5 games. The number 3 star of the game with the goal, Alec Martinez. Number 2 star of the game with the goal, Alex Tuch. And the number 1 star of the game with the goal and assist, Max Pacioretty. Today's games underway right now, about 5 minutes into the first period. The Blue Jackets and the Lightning. Tampa's up 3-1 in the series. I'm going to say Columbus wins this game to make this an interesting series, so Tampa could sweat a little bit. So give me Columbus here to pull off the win. 4 o'clock on NBCSN, you have the Hurricanes and the Bruins. The Bruins are slight favorites over Carolina. I think Carolina's going to win this and force a Game 6. They are on the money line plus 125. By the way, Columbus plus 160, which is nuts. And that's on the live line. 5:30 NBCSN. You got the Coyotes and the Avalanche. Avs up 3-1 in the series. I'm going to say Arizona steals this one to make this a little more interesting. So give me Arizona as a big underdog, plus 190. 8 o'clock on NBCSN, the Flyers and the Canadiens. I picked the Flyers in 5. I think they get it done tonight to close out Montreal to advance to the second round. So give me the Flyers tonight to advance. And then 10:30 NBCSN, the Canucks and the Blues, Game 5, 2-2 series. The Blues, I think, have the momentum right now. This is the other favorite that I think is going to win today. They are minus 150 against the Canucks. The Canucks are plus 125, by the way. Philly, minus 140. Montreal, plus 120. So, give me the Blues tonight against the Canucks to go up 3-2 in the best of 7. Now I'm going to do NBA. Look back on yesterday's 4 games and look ahead to today's games. It was a wild day yesterday. Number 8 seed Magic upset the Bucks in Game 1, 122-110. They have a 1-0 series lead. Giannis Antetokounmpo was good, 31 points for Milwaukee, 7 assists and 17 boards. Nikola Vucevic had 35 for Orlando with 14 boards. The Heat over the Pacers, 113-101 to take a 1-0 series lead. Jimmy Butler, 28th lead Miami. Miles Turner had 9 to lead the Pacers with 9 boards. Rockets over the Thunder, 123-108. As the Rockets win Game 1 in impressive fashion. They did not miss Russell Westbrook. James Harden had 37 points and 11 rebounds. Danilo Gallinari had 29 to lead OKC. Trailblazers over the Lakers, 100-93 to take a 1-0 series lead. So an 8-1 in that game as well, or that conference as well. By the way, Lightning just scored to go up 1-0. Damian Lillard had 34 points and 5 assists. Anthony Davis, 28 points. By the way, LeBron James' stat line, 23 points, 16 assists, 17 rebounds. He had a triple-double, but no one's talking about it because the Lakers lost Game 1. if the Lakers one game run, that's all everybody's talking about. So it's just unfortunate for LeBron that he puts up a great game, but no one's talking about it because his team lost. And LeBron's one of those guys that doesn't care about his stats. He cares about winning. And I'm sure that he's disappointed that his team lost as well. Today's games, 1:30 NBA TV, you have the Nets against the Raptors. The Raptors are favored today by 11.5. The over-under is 226. I would make the Raptors 13-point favorites, over-under 229. I love the over here. Brooklyn's offense, I think, can hang around and score. Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot can hit some threes. You obviously have Karis LeVert and Joe Harris. You have Jarrett Allen, who can get a double-double. So I think that the over is the play here. I think the Raptors win this game like 116. Maybe would 116 to 109 work? No. Maybe like let's try 120 to 106. That would be a push. Let's just go with 120 to 108. And that over would work. So I'm going to say that Toronto gets the win. And my play for this game is over 226. 4 o'clock on TNT, you have the Jazz and the Nuggets. The Nuggets are favored by 4. The over-under is 217.5. My favorite bet of the day in the NBA playoffs is the over 217.5. That, I think, is way off. I think that the total was way off in Game 1 as well, and it proved to be true. I'm going to roll with it again, over 217.5 in the Jazz and the Nuggets game. And I think both those teams can absolutely score, even though Utah is missing Mike Conley and Bojan Bogdanovic. And guess what? I'm actually going to go bold and say that Utah wins the game and evens up the series at 1. So, give me the over 217.5, and I'm going to say Utah wins a close one. At 6:30 on TNT, the Sixers and the Celtics. Celtics favored by 4.5. The over-under is 215.5. No Gordon Hayward for Boston. He's out 4 to 6 weeks with an ankle injury. They'll miss him and his ability to score. I think Philly evens this up at 1 apiece tonight. It's just a hunch. I know I would make the line 5.5 rather than 4.5. So I do have an edge on Boston, but sometimes my numbers don't work out, and this is a scenario where I think it won't work out because I think that Celtics will miss Hayward tonight. Embiid is a big game. They even it up at 1. I did pick Boston at 7, and Tampa Bay scores yet again. Looks like that Victor Hedman got the goal, it looks like. Let's see here. But anyway, my play for this game is under 217.5. I just think that it's going to be defense, and that never mind, it was Blake Coleman that scored the goal for the Lightning. So under 215.5 for Philadelphia, Boston. 9 o'clock TNT, the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers favored by 6, over under 230. This is the lone game where I like a side, and I like the Clippers minus the 6. There's a shot that Kristaps Porzingis may not play tonight. I make this Clippers by 8. And if he's out, it should be Clippers by 10.5. So it feels like Clippers minus 6 is a steal right now. So give me the Clippers minus 6 against the Dallas Mavericks in tonight's game. And in terms of who wins, I'm going to say the Clippers. Like I said, I picked the Clippers in 5. They own the Mavs. I did predict that this was going to feel like the 1-8 in the West rather than the Lakers-Blazers because of how well the Blazers have played and how the Clippers have just absolutely have owned the Mavericks this season. Now we'll move on to Major League Baseball. We'll go over the games from yesterday and look ahead to what is a busy slate today. The Astros over the Rockies 2-1 in 11 innings on a walk-off single by Miles Straw. Getting the win for Houston, Andre Scrub, who's 1-0. Getting charged with the loss for Colorado, Jairo Diaz, who's 0-1. And all the runs came after the ninth inning, ironically enough. Starting for the Astros in this game is Zach Greinke, 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 1.84. And starting for Colorado was Antonio Senzatella, 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 2.9. Giants over the Angels, 8-2. The Giants are 9-16. The Angels are 8-16. Getting the win for San Francisco is Harleen Garcia, who's 1-1. Dylan Bundy the loss. Dylan Bundy with the regression start. Home runs, Mike Yastrzemski, Tommy La Stella, and Pablo Sandoval. Trevor Cahill, 4 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, a walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA 1.59. Dylan Bundy, 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 2.48. Padres over the Rangers, 6-4. The Padres are 13-12. Texas is 10-12. Craig Stammen the win. He's 2-1. Mike Minor lost. He's 0-4. Cal Quantrill gets the save, his first save of the season, probably the first save of his career. Home runs. Will Myers a grand slam. Jurickson Profar against his former team, so that's cool. And Joey Gallo. Starting the game for San Diego today was Adrian Morejon. 3 innings, no hits, no runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA of 0. Mike Minor, 3 2/3, 9 hits, 6 runs, a walk, 6 strikeouts, ERA 6.94. He's been absolutely terrible this season, Mike Minor. Diamondbacks over the Athletics, 10-1. The D-backs are 13-11. 6 straight wins for Arizona. Oakland is 16-8. Getting the win. Luke Weaver, 1-3 to loss. Frankie Montas, 2-2. Nick Ahmed homered, as well as Cole Calhoun. Luke Weaver, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, ERA 9.16. Frankie Montas, his worst start of his young career. An inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 9 earned runs, 4 walks, and a strikeout, ERA 4.74. And this is one of those starts where you're going to look at Montas' stat line and you're going to point to this and say, oh, if it wasn't for that game, he would have better stats. Rays over the Yankees, 6-3. The Rays are 15-9. The Yanks are 16-7. Blake Snell the win. Masahiro Tanaka the loss. Chaz Rowe the save. Snell's now 2-0. Tanaka 0-1. Chaz Rowe, his first save of the year. Home runs, Brandon Lau, Gary Sanchez, Austin Meadows, and Luke Voigt. Blake Snell, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA of 3. Tanaka, 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA of 4.6. Indians over the Pirates, 6-3 in 10 innings. Carlos Santana hit the go-ahead home run at the top of the 10th inning. Cleveland 14-9, Pittsburgh 4-15. Getting the win for the Indians was Nick Wickren. The loss for Pittsburgh, Sam Howard, who's now 1-1. Nick Wickren, by the way, 1-0. Brad Hand, his 6th save of the season. The lone home run in this game was the go-ahead shot by Carlos Santana in the top of the 10th. Carlos Carrasco, 4 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 3.71. Starting for Pittsburgh in this game was JT Brubaker, 3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and a strikeout, ERA 4.91. Nationals over the Braves, 8-5. The Nationals are 9-12. Atlanta's 14-11. Getting the win was Wander Suero. He's 1-0. The loss for Atlanta, Tyler Matzik. He's 2-2. And Daniel Hudson gets his 5th save of the season. Washington's playing a lot better lately. Home runs in this game, Freddie Freeman, and that's it, actually. Austin both 4 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA of 5. Josh Tomlin, 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts, ERA 2.35. Dodgers over the Mariners, 2-1. The Dodgers are 18-7, best record in baseball. Seattle, 7-18. Blake Trinan to win, he's 2-1, and the loss for Seattle, Dan Altavilla, he's 1-2. No home runs in this game. Tony Gonsolin, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA of 0. He's been brilliant. Marco Gonzalez, 7 innings, 5 hits and a run, no walks, 9 strikeouts, ERA 3.34. Mets over the Marlins, 8-3. The Mets with a big win, they're 11-14. Miami is 9-8. Justin Wilson, the win, he's 1-1, and the loss for the Marlins, Humberto Mejia, he's 0-1. Home runs, Brandon Nimmo, J.D. Davis, and Ahmed Rosario. Getting the start for the Mets in this game was Corey Oswalt. 4 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 7.56. Humberto Mejia, 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout area of 5.68. Phillies over the Red Sox 13-6. The Phils are 9-9. Boston 6-18. Getting the win for Philly, Blake Parker, he's 1-0. The loss for Boston, Josh Taylor, he's 0-1. Home runs in this game: Rhys Hoskins, Bryce Harper, and Phil Gosselin. Zach Eflin, 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, ERA 5.14. Zach Galli, 4 innings, 4 hits, and a run, a walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA 6.87. Blue Jays over the Orioles 8-7 in 10 innings. The go-ahead run scored on an error last night for Toronto, who's now 9-11. Baltimore 12-11. Getting the win, who's 1-0, Anthony Bass. Cole Solster, the loss, he's 1-2. Home runs, Anthony Santander, Randall Grichuk, Santander again, Travis Shaw, and Chance Sisco. Nate Pearson, 4 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 6.61. He's now on the disabled list. By the way, Columbus just scored here to get on the board. We'll see who got the goal. Wade LeBlanc, 4 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 7.89. Nick Foligno looks like he got the goal for Columbus to make it a 2-1 game. White Sox over the Tigers 10-4. The White Sox are 13-11. They've been playing well. Detroit 9-12. They're regressing as predictable. Dylan Cease the win. He's 4-1, and Tariq Skubal 0-1. And I should have went with that over. And I just went cute and took the Yankees last night. Home runs: Tim Anderson, Jonathan Scope, and that's it. Dylan Cease 6 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 3.16. And Skubal 2 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and a strikeout ERA of 18. Twins over the Brewers 4-3 in 12 innings on a walk-off fielder's choice by Jorge Polanco. No home runs in this game, but the story of this game was Kenta Maeda had a no-hitter going into the 9th inning, and then Eric Sogard broke it up with a bloop single. But ultimately, the Brewers rally after that in the 9th inning, and the Twins walk it off in the 12th, getting the win for Minnesota, Jorge Alcala, who's 1-0, and the loss for Milwaukee, David Phelps, who's 2-2. Maeda, 8 innings, a hit, an earned run, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts, or 2.27. He's been brilliant for Minnesota. Corbin Burns, 5 innings, 2 hits, and a run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA of 3. Where did I leave off? Oh, Cubs over the Cardinals 6-3. The Cubs are 15-7. The Cardinals are 5-6. Yu Darvish to win, he's 4-1. Daniel Ponce de Leon, the loss, he's 0-2. And getting the save, his 4th of the year, Rowan Wick. Home runs, Ian Happ and Kyle Schwarber. Darvish, 6 innings, 8 hits, and a run, a walk, 7 strikeouts, ERA 1.8. Ponce de Leon, 3 1/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 6.14. Reds and Royals was postponed yesterday out of caution and will be played today. So it looks like all 30 teams are playing today, and that's a wonderful thing in Major League Baseball for the first time in almost a month. So that is just awesome. And the last time all 30 teams played, if I'm not mistaken, was July 26th, and now we're sitting here today on August 19th, so almost a month. 1 o'clock, you have the Blue Jays and the Orioles, Tanner Roark and Tommy Malone. Roark, 1-1, 6 ERA, whip of 1.58. Malone, 1-2, the 4 ERA, whip of 1.39. Blue Jays, Orioles. Or I'm sorry, we just did that one. Phillies, Red Sox at 1:30. Jake Arrieta and Kyle Hart. Arrieta 1-2 with the 4.02 ERA, whip of 1.21. Kyle Hart 0-1 with the 22.5 ERA with a whip of 5. 2:20, game 1 of a doubleheader. Cardinals and the Cubs from Wrigley Field. Jack Flaherty and Alec Mills. Flaherty 1-0, 2.57 ERA, whip of 0.86. Alec Mills 2-1 to 2.84 ERA, whip of 0.84. 5 o'clock, doubleheader, game 1. Reds, Royals. Luis Castillo and Brad Keller. Castillo 0-2, the 3.91 ERA, whip of 1.43. Keller 2-0, 0 ERA, whip of .91. Game 2 doubleheader, Cubs-Cardinals, but it's going to be at Wrigley Field, but the Cardinals will be the quote-unquote home team. I don't think it really matters because there's no fans. No starters yet named for that game. 7 o'clock, ESPN, the Nationals and the Braves. A big game in the NL East. Eric Feed and Kyle Wright. Feed 1-1 to 2.55 ERA, whip of 1.53. Kyle Wright 0-3 to 7.2 ERA, whip of 2.20. The Nationals are a steal here at plus money. They are to win this game on FanDuel plus 116. The Braves are minus 136 on FanDuel. I love the Nats. Kyle Wright has not been very good. He's just, I think, yet another pitcher that isn't really there yet. He's reminded me of Mitch Keller the last couple of years. Like, hasn't really put it together yet. Although Mitch Keller's shown some signs. He's improving, but I really haven't seen that from Kyle Wright. So, and meanwhile, Eric Feed's an improved pitcher. I'm going to go with Eric Feed in the Nationals here to get it done on the road to earn themselves another big win. Yankees-Rays. Tyler Glasnow and Garrett Cole. Glasnow 0-1 with a 7.04 ERA, whip of 1.76. That was just, that stat blew up ERA and whip. It's because of that disappointing outing against the Yankees a couple weeks ago. Cole 4-0 with a 2.76 ERA, .85 whip. Indians-Pirates. Aaron Savali and Stephen Brault. Savali 2-2 with 3.6 ERA, whip of 1.12. Brault, no decisions, 5.14 ERA, whip of 1.43. Mets-Marlins. Jacob deGrom and Pablo Lopez. deGrom 2-0 with a 2.45 ERA, whip of .95. Lopez 2-0 with a 2.25 ERA, whip of 1.13. 8 o'clock, Game 2 of the doubleheader. Trevor Bauer and Matt Harvey. Matt Harvey making his Royals debut. Bauer 2-0 with a .93 ERA, whip of .57. Tigers-White Sox. Casey Mize and Dane Dunning, both guys making their debuts. Obviously, Mize, his big league debut. Dane Dunning, I don't think that that he's pitched before. So, a double debut today. So, that is pretty neat to see. Although Mize, I thought, was the best pitching prospect in baseball coming into the season. So, it's a wonderful sight to see for him. Brewers, Twins, Brett Anderson and Rich Hill. Anderson 0-2 with a 4.91 ERA, whip of 1.64. Rich Hill 1-0 with a 0 ERA, whip of .6. 8:40, Astros, Rockies. Fomber Valdez against Ryan Castellini. Valdez 1-2 with a 1.9 ERA, whip of 1.1. Castellini, no decisions, 1.04 ERA, whip of .58. 9 o'clock, the Padres and the Rangers from San Diego. Lance Lynn and Chris Paddock. Lynn 3-0 the 1.11 ERA, whip of .74. Paddock 2-2 the 4.91 ERA, whip of 1.17. Let's see if Paddock can bounce back after that disastrous start against the Dodgers. 9:40 Diamondbacks Athletics. Merrill Kelly and Jesus Luzardo. D-backs going for 7 in a row. Merrill Kelly 3-1 the 1.71 ERA, .91 whip. Luzardo 1-0 the 4.79 ERA, whip of 1.5. Dodgers Mariners from Seattle. Julio Urias and Taijuan Walker. Urias 2-0 the 2.53 ERA, whip of 1.13. Walker 1-2 the 4.05 ERA, whip of 1.2. And 9:45 on ESPN, the Angels and the Giants. Patrick Sandoval, Johnny Cueto. Sandoval 0-2 the 3.94 ERA, whip of 1.13. And San Francisco's Johnny Cueto 1-0 the 4.62 ERA, whip of 1.18. I'm going to go with the Giants here. Johnny Cueto, I think, is pitching for a trade showcase. I don't think he's been as bad as his numbers have suggest. He was good on opening night against the Dodgers, and I think that he can pitch well against the Angels team that their offense is good. Some guys have taken steps, but I just have a gut feeling that San Francisco pulls this one out. I don't trust Patrick Sandoval Either San Fran's plus 120, Angels minus 138, road favorite. So give me San Francisco tonight against Mike Trout and the Angels. Now I'm going to go over the WNBA games from yesterday and look ahead to the games today. Interesting results yesterday. Storm over to Liberty 105-64. The Stormer WNBA best 11-1. Liberty 1-10. Infinity Prince led the Storm in scoring yesterday, 16 points. Kia Nurse had a big game for the Liberty. She had 21. Sun over the Fever 84-62. The Sun are 5-7. The Fever are 4-7. Dewana Bonner had 28 points. I predicted a big game for her on yesterday's show. And Kelsey Mitchell had 15 points for the Fever. Sky over the Aces 84-82. That was another one that I got correctly here. Chicago 8-4. Vegas 8-3. Kayla Cooper led the Sky in scoring with 18 points. Andrew McCoutry had 17 points and 4 assists for the Aces. Tonight's game, 7 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, you have the Dream and the Mystics. The Mystics absolutely have to have this game. The Dream are not good. So give me the Mystics or it's not really at home, on the neutral court. So give me the Mystics in that one. That's a game that they have to have. The Wings and the Lynx. I'm going to go with the Lynx here. I think they've been the most surprising team in the restart thus far. Jeff Maglicetti was right about them. So I got to give him some credit. Maybe they're even better than he expected them to be. But they have a good coach. They have some good players, led by Nafisa Collier and Sylvia Foles. So give me the Lynx tonight against the Wings. And then 10 o'clock, the Mercury and the Sparks. That's the best game on the board tonight. The Mercury have been a disappointing 6-5. The Sparks are 7-3. I think Phoenix is going to win tonight. I just have a feeling about Phoenix, led by Brittany Griner and Diana Taurasi. I just think that it's just a gut punch kind of pick here. I'm not in love with the Sparks. Candace Parker, Chelsea Gray are their best players. Lakrina Williams has led them in scoring. I don't like Derek Fisher. I think he's a bad coach. So give me the Mercury tonight against the Sparks. Next up, golf. I'm going to go through some of the odds for the Northern Trust Championship, which is going to be happening this weekend. Breaking news, by the way, Brooks Koepka withdrew, ending his 2019-20 PGA season. Disappointing season for Koepka, really. He's had a couple dunkers. He's, to me, he just hasn't been healthy. He withdrew from the one tournament because his caddy tested positive for COVID. And I was going to pick him in that tournament, and I wound up going with Dustin Johnson. The rest is history, and I won with DJ that weekend. But no Brooks Koepka. I think that's a big loss for golf. But there's still a lot of big names in this tournament for the Northern Trust coming up this weekend. Bryson DeChambeau's 12-1. John Rahm and Justin Thomas and Rory McIlroy 14-1. Xander Schauffele 21. These are odds via FanDuel. Jason Day and Patrick Reed 21-1. Colin Morikawa 22-1. Dustin Johnson's 24-1. 30-1. Tony Finau and Webb Simpson 32-1. Patrick Cantlay 33-1. Daniel Berger 35-1. Tiger 40-1. Adam Scott and Hideki Matsuyama 41-1. Matthew Wolff 45-1. Paul Casey 46-1. Tyrell Hatton 48-1. Tommy Fleetwood 50-1. You got Billy Horschel, Scotty Scheffler, and Sungjae Im 55-1. Ricky Fowler 60-1. Justin Rose, Matthew Fitzpatrick, Victor Hovland 65-1. Abraham Ancer, Gary Woodland, Harry English 71. Cameron Champ, Kevin Kisner 75-1. Jordan Spieth, Lewis Olson, Siwoo Kim 90-1. Shane Lowry 100-1. Brendan Todd, Harold Varner, Matt Kuchar, Russell Henley 110-1. Byung Hung An, Mark Leishman 131. Alex Noren, Bubba Watson, Doc Redmond, Phil Mickelson, Ryan Palmer, Adam Hadwin is 150. So is Cam Smith and Cesar V. Corey Connors, Dylan Fratelli, Joaquin Neiman, Joel Dahman, Ryan Moore, Jason Kokrak's 190. Now I'm just going through notables. Kevin Na and Zach Johnson are also 90 or 190. Ian Poulter's 200. Brendan Steele's 250. Referring to 250 to 1. Lucas Glover and Luke List and Mackenzie Hughes are all 250 to 1. So is Patrick Rogers. JT Potson's 300 to 1. Mark Hubbard's 300 to 1. Matt Jones is 350 to 1. Tyler Duncan's 350 to 1. And that's really it among the notables. My pick, I got a better number on DraftKings, so I'm going to go with the DraftKings number of 22 to 1 for Patrick Reed. He's played very well the last couple weeks in the PGA Championship and in the Wyndham as well. I was thinking about Webb Simpson, but Patrick Reed was my first choice. So I'm going to go with Patrick Reed to win the Northern Trust 22 to 1. He's 21 to 1 on FanDuel. And guys that I would take a sprinkle on because of value. It's funny, Tiger's 35 on FanDuel, but 45 on DraftKings. I would go take the Tiger number on DraftKings if I was forced to take a Tiger number. Justin Rose at 60 I think is good. Gary Woodland at 65 is really good. Doc Redman 130 is good. Joel Dahman at 150 I think is good. Kevin Na at 190 is good. Ian Poulter at 200 is good. So yeah, there's some good value plays on the board in my opinion. DJ 24, Daniel Berger 33, Cantlay 32, Webb Simpson 30, Tony Finau 30. I think are all good value plays. Hideki Matsuyama I think is right where he should be. Paul Casey 45 I think is good as well. Ricky Fowler at 55 I think is good. Scotty Scheffler is probably where he should be. Victor Hovland 60 to 1 I think has potential, and so does Harry English at 65 to 1 as well. So it should be a very fun tournament this weekend. Best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I alluded to it earlier. It's the over in the Jazz Nuggets game, 217.5. I think it should be in the 230s. That first game was 115 all at the start of overtime, so that's all you need to know. I think it's still an overreaction to Mike Conley and Bojan Bogdanovic being out for Utah. I think that Michael Porter could have a big game for Denver. I think that Jokic could have a big game. I think Donovan Mitchell, I'm not suggesting he's going to score 60 again or 57, whatever that big number he scored, but I think he'll have another good game. I think that Joe Ingles can shoot from 3. I think that some of these bench guys on each side could contribute potentially, with Monte Morris potentially for Denver, and somebody like a Tony Bradley could be a surprise player for the Jazz. Royce O'Neal's been starting for them, and Royce O'Neal's been bad. He can hit threes as well. Gobert could have a double-double. So I love the over in the Utah-Denver game at 217.5. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping the NBA, NHL, baseball, and WNBA, and looking ahead to tomorrow. We'll go over the golf leaderboard and my best bet as well. Hoping to bounce back for my best bet after taking the Yankees at plus money. That was a disaster. They lost 6-3. And I should have went with that White Sox-Tigers over. The White Sox did it by themselves. But, oh well. Trying to bounce back today with an easy best bet of over 217.5 in the Nuggets-Jazz game. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.